It's Eileen Green from MarketShare Communications, and we're here today with another episode of our Meet the Experts. And I'm so excited today to be interviewing Tommy Hilcken from Tommy Hilcken Productions and Tommy's Toolbox.
Nice.
A dear friend and business associate. So Tommy, the floor is yours. Tell us a little bit about you and your background.
Well, thanks, Eileen. Good to be with you as well. Well, I'm a speaker, trainer, entertainer. My background has always been entertainment. I've been on stage over 6,000 times in my life. So I tell people, what is my business? Well, if there's an audience, I want to be in front of it. Yeah, that's what I want to do. I love being in front of audiences. It's been a story of my life, and next month I'll be celebrating 29 years in business.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah.
And you do it so well.
Well, thank you.
That's really
Appreciate
great.
that.
So we want to talk a little bit today and explain to people about presentation skills, because I know that's one of your areas of expertise and you train people. So talk to that a little bit for us.
Well, the thing I got into with presentation skills, as I said, I've been on stage my whole life, so I learned how to do this. People always think, oh, I'm a natural, but I remind them, this is a learned skill. You know, being a presenter, doing public speaking. Most people would rather die than get up and do public speaking, and I watched that. So what I did was, after a while, I realized if I could do it, how could I help people? So I trained with Zig Ziglar, and some people might know him, some people might not, but one of the greatest trainers and one of the greatest speakers to ever walk the planet. So I wanted to learn from the best, so I got trained by Ziglar on how to train people to do public speaking. And for me, it's been the greatest thing, because I see people, they're so frightened, so scared, they don't want to come up and do this. And then we ease them into it, we get them up there, we get them to do it, and as I remind everybody, the learning is in the doing. So it's really nice to watch people come up and do it, and after a while they go, wow, that wasn't so bad.
Right. Are there any little secrets you share with people to get them over that initial fear?
Yeah, you know what I do for people when it's sitting in your seat, your mindset is, I'm scared, what am I going to do? What are people going to think about me? So I always say to people, they always go to me, I feel like I'm being judged. And I said, you are. You are. If you're a speaker and you're the person that everybody's paying attention to, you're being judged. What are you wearing? If you have a hair out of place, that word, a slip, all that good stuff. So I get people to realize that this is what's going on. You are being judged. So this takes practice. It's a learned skill. The only thing you can do to get better at this is to do it.
Yeah. And are there any so if I were going to have to make a presentation to a board or to an audience, what do you tell people about preparing?
Yeah. You just use the only word.
Prepare.
The most people, never wing it. Yeah, never ever wing it.
How many people do that?
Everybody,
right?
And when you sit, and you've been at many presentations like I have, and you sit and watch, you know exactly who's winging it. The ums, the ahs, the nos. If you're not prepared, your mind isn't ready, so you don't know when to go next. Your transitions are off, and the filler words could go crazy. You know, see, you know.
We've all been subjected to that kind of thing.
Right. So the answer to that is you can see who's prepared, and you can tell they're prepared. So the answer is prepare, 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 practice, practice, practice. And when you're done, practice again. You cannot wing it. You must go in prepared, and you must know what you're going to talk about.
Excellent. I understand you have a program that you offer companies or associations where you teach this. Do you want to talk a little bit about this and the types of professions or industries that you like to work with?
Well, I really like to work with entrepreneurs, small businesses. I always say this, if you're the face of the business and you don't want to be, you should come and take my program. Most people want to hide behind a desk. Think about this. People now in the IT world, everybody's behind their phone, their iPad, they're hidden behind their computer screen, and then all of a sudden they get thrust into being business owner, and they got to come out from behind the screen. So what our program does is it takes you from behind the screen, gets you out in the real world, and shows you how to be compelling and memorable as a person. How do we connect human being to human being? It's kind of like become a lost art, right? Everything's a text, everything's this. So what we do is and I remind people all the time, all it is you, a human being, talking to another human being. People say it to me all the time, and what I try to teach them is, it doesn't matter if it's one person, 10 people, 15 people, or 100 people, it's still doing a talk. And my friend told me a long time ago, he said to me, Tommy, instead of thinking you have to go out and give a speech, go out and give a talk, because I know you can talk to anyone. So that's what I try to
That's a
remind
very
people.
interesting mindset to get
Yeah.
into. A talk as opposed to a speech, because speech makes everybody nervous,
Oh.
but we all talk to each other.
Right, we all talk to
That's
each other,
right.
but when you think speech, you lock up like, I gotta
Right.
give a speech, right?
Right.
Oh, I got a speech tomorrow. If you would just think, I have to go out and talk to 500 people tomorrow, it changes your whole mindset,
That's very
frees
good.
you up. So the program does help people, and we get people at all different levels.
I was
You know,
going to ask you that. So executives down to...
Sure, maybe there's people who are real good at it already and they're a 10 out of 10 speaking, and they'll look for coaching to see how they're doing on a particular speech. But we also take it down to that 1, 3, 5 type of people who some people don't want to come out and do it yet they have to.
Mm-hmm.
So how do we get them to build up some courage to stand in front of people, how to get more confidence? And then you go into being compelling and memorable. So the program, we work with all levels of public speaking because for most people, it's one of the worst things they could ever do in their life, like I mentioned earlier. So we help people be confident and really get through the fear of public speaking.
That's great. Any anecdotal stories you'd like to share about somebody you had some...
Well, you know, just recently I just did the art of public speaking when I taught presentation skills. And what I really like to see is I make everybody get up in the beginning and I make them stand up and say who you are and what do you do. And it goes around the room, no matter how many people in the room. I wait for everybody to done and I say, congratulations, you all just did public speaking. And I have everybody clap their hands. And what's great is it eases everybody up because then they look and they go, wow, I really just did. I stood up and I spoke in public. It sounds silly, but it's a major breakthrough because some people, if they didn't even know what was going on, so it's like they didn't have to think about it, right? So what I do with everyone is I make everybody come up and I make everybody present in front. And what I like to see is there's people, and I always say, let me look around, I'll make eye contact with people, I'll know exactly who doesn't want to come up here. And then I always say, well, guess what? You're going first. And then you see everybody slump in their chair. So when I do this, the thing I like to do it most is that the mindset of who the person is sitting in their chair, that walk up to here, but once you're here, everything changes. I've met everybody. I've met people who didn't want to come up, but once you get here, you'd be surprised how you become a public speaker. The fear is in your head while you're in the seat and that walk up to the front.
That's the truth.
But once you get up here, so I try to get everybody I can up there, and that's
great.
the best thing we can
I
do.
was a very young woman, and I used to be a teacher in my first life. And I remember I was chosen to speak in front of the Board of Ed. I couldn't have been more than 22 years old. I remember that walk up from the seat to the podium.
Oof.
I thought I was going to pass out. It's the most amazing feeling.
It's the longest walk you'll ever have. You know, and people always say to me, Tommy, you know, like you were saying, you had nerves. Everything's going through your head.
Yeah.
So the question I'm asked more often is, do I still get nervous? And the thing I always say, yes, I still get butterflies. I just learned how to make them fly in formation.
Oh, that's so great.
I still get them. I have to meditate a little bit. I breathe, but I'm nervous. You know, I want to succeed. I want to be good. And especially in what I do, you talk about being judged. If I'm out giving a speech and I'm doing public speaking and that's what you do, people are like, he was good. So you got to be your best.
That's right. That's great. You had mentioned before about how our series got started. And we did it because we want to get out there in front of people and share our knowledge, but we want to share other people's knowledge too, people that we respect in business and you know, that sort of thing. So
and you know, the power of social media now, if you find people who have influence out in the social media world, you do a video with them, they have their followers follow. Next thing you know, you got people coming in, want to know what you're all about, what they're about.
Exactly.
You see it all the time.
Exactly.
Some people have tremendous followings on their social media.
Right.
So no matter what they post up, you know, everybody wants to see what it is. How can they share what it is?
Yeah.
It's an amazing world today. And you were talking about public speaking. One of the things that changed in public speaking, you can see it yourself, people are doing public speaking now in their own videos.
Yes.
Now, I don't know about you, but we both know that the kids are very good at it. And I say the kids, you know, let's say anybody from a youngster to even the college age now, they're used to presenting on camera like no tomorrow.
Oh, yeah.
Right? Where we
It's
were
an
like,
amazing
oh my God.
different change in how people are getting out in front of the world. The whole world,
the
not
whole
just
world.
a community.
The
but,
whole world.
You look at how many kids have become famous overnight, either in singing or playing an instrument or speaking. I know kids have started a blog and they are being shared around the world. So it's pretty incredible.
Oh, it's big time things.
The reach this has.
And I think about it, right? The whole idea behind this is I used to get videotaped all the time. My performances, all this stuff. People would send me, I couldn't watch it. You know, I didn't enjoy being videotaped and watching it. Now every kid, every person is on some sort of video.
Right.
Sometimes you show up where you don't even know you were being videoed, right? So it's like, whatever happened to privacy, it's gone. It's all
we
over.
know that, it's gone.
So social media, learning how to present on video is a big part of it as well.
It's huge. As we wrap this up, I'd love for you to share if there's a special charity that you're involved with or you'd like to talk about a little bit.
Yeah, I appreciate that. You know, in my talks, I often talk, and I use this line, and I always say, for gratitude, I always say, I'm 58 years old and I never missed a meal. You know, so I always talk about the gratitude I have of never missing a meal. And then one day I was sitting at home and I started to go over that, and it was part of my talk, and I said, wow, I'm 58 years old and I haven't missed a meal. And then I realized that there are people who do. And it really finally sunk in with me, and I said, I can keep saying that all the time. You look at me, I haven't missed a meal, but there's people missing a meal. So I got involved with the Interfaith Food Pantry in Morristown.
Right.
You know, I just couldn't believe it. I just looked and I just said, poof, it came to me. I said, this has got to change. This isn't about me. All right, hooray for me. I haven't missed a meal in 58 years. But the Interfaith Food Pantry in Morristown, you know, they take care of so many people. And for a little donation, you can feed people for 2 days straight. I mean, $20 goes and feeds a couple families. So I got blown away. I did the research, and I'm very happy to say that, you know, I'm a follower and a helper of the Interfaith Food Pantry in Morristown, New Jersey.
That's great. Thank you so much, Tommy. This
My
was
pleasure.
wonderful.
Thank you.
We loved having you. Thank
Good to
you
be
so
here.
much. We
My
hope
pleasure.
to see you all again soon. We'll be posting Tommy's video in a few weeks, and you'll see him there. And share with us your website.
It's www.tommyhilcken.com, or you could reach out to me at tommy@tommyhilcken.com.
Perfect. Thanks so much. Everybody
You're
have a
welcome.
great day.